So this week, I want to talk to you a bit about writing the supportive paragraphs or the body paragraphs for your argument paper. There's a handout in the week 14 folder that discusses this in detail, but I do want to walk you through it. So this is how to write a supporting paragraph for the argumentative essay using what we have been calling in the department the PREC system. PREC. It helps to ensure that your supporting points are following a logical pattern, and it aids you in incorporating your research into the final product smoothly. So remember that you are using those outside sources, whether pre-selected ones or the alternative ones that we've agreed upon, and you are going to use quotes or paraphrases from those outside sources to help support the points that you're making in your essay. So PREC or PREC stands for point, rationale, example, and conclusion. There are four main parts of each of your supporting or body essay or body paragraphs, sorry. So these work for your body paragraphs, not really for the introduction or conclusion. Remember, the introduction and conclusion are treated a bit differently, and we don't usually include our research in the intro or conclusion. We may refer to something that we're talking about, but we don't usually use citations or anything like that in our intro or conclusion, but we do in the body paragraphs. So if you remember, each paragraph, whether it's an introductory paragraph, a body paragraph, or a conclusion paragraph, they all start off with a topic sentence, right? For the introduction, it's that hook that gets your readers interested. But for the body paragraphs, it's those topics that you hopefully have brought up in your thesis statement. So you remember from the previous essays that your supporting body paragraphs need to be united by a single main idea. So we refer to that main idea as topic sentence, and each of the topic sentences for your body paragraph should flow logically from one to the next. So the topic sentence is that which states a main idea of the paragraph. And then the other sentences or the other information that's in the paragraph is going to support that main idea. So you start off with a very logical and interesting topic sentence for your body paragraph. That is that first point that you're going to raise in your essay. Next, you have a rationale section. And that rationale section is going to provide an explanation. It's going to develop and support the topic or that point that you raised in that paragraph. So that section of the paper is going to include your own summary. You may paraphrase the outside source material that you're going to use to make your point. So the rationale section is also going to establish the context of the source material that it's about to use, showing its relevance to the writer's point. It kind of paves the way for that direct quotation that you're going to use. Next, we go to the E of PREC, which is example. So the example section of the paragraph is going to introduce that outside source material that you've chosen. Typically, we do that in the form of a direct quotation to support the point that you're going to make, or the point, that topic, excuse me, of the paragraph. So remember that you need to provide context for the source by introducing it to the reader. And we talked about this in week 13, how we have various approaches to giving attribution to that material. So you're going to have that identifying tag phrase, that signal phrase, so-and-so says, so-and-so argues, right? Using vivid verbs, so on and so forth. So that quotation needs context, right? You can't just drop it and run. You can't have what we call the naked text, right? You need to give the reader some context so they know where your information is coming from. So the parenthetical citation will look like this. So you have your identifying phrase, your signal phrase, you have your quotation. If you want to refer to that ties sheet that I introduced in week 13, go ahead and do that. You can mix it up a little bit and take a little bit more of a mature approach to how you use quotations, but make sure that you have that parenthetical citation, right, at the end of the sentence. That indicates where that information has come from, and it helps your reader, once they look in the works cited page, to see where you got that outside source from. Okay, so you have point, rationale, and example. The last part of the paragraph is going to be a conclusion. Just like you have a conclusion in your paper, you also have some concluding information in your paragraph. So the conclusion section summarizes or reinforces the position that you've taken, and it ensures the relationship between your idea and the quoted material is clear, and that it supports the point that you're making. And you can do this process for as many supporting points in your paper that you have, and that ensures that the paper is logically ordered and easier for your audience to follow and understand. Again, it's best to just limit the PREC method to your supporting paragraphs only, your body paragraphs only. It's not going to work really well if you try to use it in the introduction or in the conclusion. Those are treated differently, and we've talked at length about introductions, and hopefully we will talk a little bit more about conclusion paragraphs since we are in an argumentative essay. So that's the PREC handout, and you will find that in the resources for week 14. Let me show you that. This is what the handout looks like, and if I go back, it is in the resources for week 14 right here at the top. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact me and I will help you as best as I can. Take care. Bye.